It's October. It's getting cold. The leaves are falling. People are breaking out the sweaters. Pumpkin spice everything is in the stores for consumption. And the time of watching spooky things is upon us once again. While I'm not a horror fan by any means, seeing a funnier take on horror always gets me in the mood by being both creepy and humorous. Whether it be a movie or a TV show, it captures the atmosphere of fall in a light and amusing way that doesn't go too far into being nightmare-inducing. Today we're going to be talking about the Angry Beavers Halloween episode, The Day the World Got Really Screwed Up, released on October 26, 1998. It was the 23rd episode of the series. This episode is unique due in that it's the only episode of the series that was 24 minutes long. Should there have been more 24-minute episodes, or was there a reason why it stuck to the 11-minute episode formula? Let's take a look and find out. It's the day before Halloween, and a mysterious object from outer space that would warp reality as we know it speeds its way over to planet Earth and crash lands into B-horror movie actor Oxnard Montalvo's mansion. His manservant, Manservante, inspects the object and ends up being controlled by it. Meanwhile, we cut to our favorite bizarre beaver brothers, Norbert and Daggett, as they're out trick-or-treating with no success.
Think about it. We trick or treat the day before Halloween. There's tons of candy, all kinds of candy, and no competition.
Daggett makes a promise to Norbert that if they don't get candy in the next house, then they would head home. It turns out that the next house happens to be Oxnard Montalvo's mansion. When entering into Oxnard's home, they see the massive monster collection that Oxnard has collected in all the movies he has been in.
Claws of the Immortal Golem. I think this is the only Montalvo film we've never seen.
Hard to imagine.
Imagine what?
Skip it.
While looking around, Manservante greets them. Trying to zap his laser eyes, Norbert and Daggett are trying to untangle Norbert's face mask. Cervante offers his help, but Daggett accidentally hits Cervante's, package and falls comically down the stairs. Norbert enters into a room and finds Oxnard, the doctor, and the female companion Toluca Lake. Cervante grabs Daggett's crawling spleen costume to try to grab him, but ends up stripping the costume away from him and falling comically down the stairs. Again. Cervante resurrects one of the monster statues to life to destroy Oxnard and his companions, but to capture Norbert and Daggett alive. When the monster crashes into the room, it steps on Daggett's tail, and Daggett ends up destroying it. Oxnard, the doctor, and Toluca, impressed by their bravery, decide to let them in on what's going on in their mansion in the only logical way that could be done. An illogical, convoluted, and confusing short film presented by the doctor. Naturally.
It already has begun to feed on my thoughts, Oxnard's and Toluca's thoughts. Even these little fellows may have fallen victim to this alien and not know it.
So it turns out that Norbert and Daggett had inadvertently caused the monsters in Oxnard's house to come to life with their active imagination. The alien becomes so strong that he turns Oxnard, the doctor, Toluca, and the environment black and white, except for Norbert and Daggett. Oxnard and the doctor try to figure out how to stop the monsters while Norbert, Daggett, and Toluca make a run for it. At least attempt to make a run for it.
Oh! My ankle! Let's go! Oh! My other ankle! Oh! Both my ankles!
Why don't we just cut the darn things off?
After escaping from several of the monsters, Cervante confronts them, letting them know that the alien is growing more and more powerful thanks to feeding of Norbert's and Daggett's imagination. But then Toluca grabs a large decorative mask and shoves it into Cervante to make their escape. But it doesn't take long until Cervante and the other monsters catch up to them. Thanks to the doctor's mindulator thingy, Cervante is defeated.
Take this!
It works!
Congratulations, Doc, you did it.
What? Did you think a laser was gonna shoot out of there? That would have made too much sense. At least it turned Cervante back to normal. How?
I have a little film I'd like to show everyone to explain exactly.
I guess we'll never know. Anyway, the alien crashes from the ground and destroys the mansion. The only hope for everything to go back to normal is if Norbert and Daggett use the mindulator against the alien. While that's going on, Oxnard receives a call from a military base that they had gotten a reading that their home is a target for extraterrestrial activity. He confirms that it is and requests that the military help them out with their best weapons to take the alien down. With stock footage. Why not? Meanwhile, back at the mansion, Norbert and Daggett decide to follow Oxnard's tactics and aim the modulator at the alien, resulting in it turning into stone and everything reverting back to normal.
That explains the alien's power. But what about your manservant? Servant.
Servant, Taluka.
Taluka.
Well, I have a little film here that I think will explain. So, there you have it.
It's so fantastic.
Amazing.
The episode concludes with Norbert and Daggett going back to do their trick-or-treating.
Is it just me, or was that the stupidest thing we've ever seen?
Yeah, but that didn't mean it wasn't fun. Seriously, this is an amazing Halloween special. It's a big giant love letter to 1950s B-horror / sci-fi movies in the best way, playing to all the tropes and clichés. The convoluted story, the stock characters, the illogical moments, the cheesy monster and alien designs, the use of stock footage, and the self-aware humor on how this whole situation was stupid.
Too crawly inside. I'm too sick to think about this story anymore. It's a story so inane and convoluted that even I, the narrator, couldn't make any sense out of it.
Not to mention that it's a callback to previous episodes of the show. For those tuning in, from the very beginning, we knew that Norbert and Daggett were huge fans of B-horror movies, which is a nice little touch in continuity. It's brilliant, and I'm really sad that there were no other Angry Beavers Halloween episodes. But it wasn't like the creators and writers didn't try to make another one, because they did. If you recall from both my interview with Mitch Shower back in 2017 and the recent Angry Beavers 25th anniversary reunion livestream, they actually written and recorded another Halloween special.
Yeah, and then we did another one. That was an homage to bad B movies, but we recorded another half-hour special that was an homage to the British company Hammer Films. Mm-hmm. We did it, and it was based on Dracula. And we had Terrence Stamp play Dracula. He was hilarious. And we had Sheena Easton playing the Gypsy, and Michael York was playing Van Helsing. And I really wanted to make that show because it was just hilarious, involving Daggett with vampires and all that. And then they talked about making it into a movie, and then that didn't happen, so the show was never made.
Once again, another boneheaded move from Nickelodeon. I'm glad that thanks to the Angry Beavers being more available to watch, that what was once an overlooked gem has now been getting the recognition it deserves. If you haven't seen this episode yet, watch it. But we're not done yet. Tune in tomorrow as I talk about my favorite live-action Nickelodeon Halloween special. See you then.